So today we're talking about a breakthrough in quantum computing that is, and I'm not exaggerating here, a truly historic first. It's all about Google's new Willow chip and a really clever algorithm it runs. This isn't just some small step forward, it feels like a massive leap. Let's get right into it.
For the longest time, this has been the perfect way to think about quantum computing. We knew there was something incredibly powerful down there, but the results we got back were always, well, kind of blurry, indistinct, hard to really trust. You could see the outline of something amazing, but you couldn't make out any of the details.
That is the kind of leap in precision we are talking about today. We are going from that fuzzy sonar image to a crystal clear, high-resolution photograph. This is the moment we go from just having quantum power to actually being able to use it with accuracy you can verify.
Okay, so here's our game plan. We'll kick things off with the big problem that's been plaguing quantum computing. Then we'll look at the hardware and software that just solved it. After that, we'll dig into the historic result itself and, most importantly, what it means for the real world.
So, let's start at the beginning, with the fundamental challenge that has kept quantum computing pretty much locked away in labs for so long: the problem of trust. The thing about quantum mechanics is that it makes these machines unbelievably sensitive. The smallest little disturbance can create noise, and that noise leads to errors in the calculation. So you could have a quantum computer solve something a supercomputer never could, but you couldn't be 100% sure the answer was right. And really, if you can't verify your results, you can't build anything real with them.
Okay, so the first piece of this puzzle is the hardware. And this is where Google's brand new chip, codenamed Willow, makes its entrance. It was built from the ground up to tackle this error problem head-on.
And as you can see, this definitely didn't happen overnight. Way back in 2019, Google hit that quantum advantage milestone, which basically proved a quantum computer could be faster. But the real game changer came in 2025 with Willow, because it enabled something way more important: verifiable advantage. It's not just about being faster anymore, it's about being provably correct.
So what's Willow's secret sauce? Well, it really comes down to two things. First, it has extremely low error rates, which creates a much quieter, more stable place for calculations to happen. And second, it performs operations at incredibly high speeds. You put those two together, and you finally have a solid foundation for the kind of precise, complex work that was just impossible before.
But look, a super stable chip is only half the story. You also need a really smart algorithm that can actually take advantage of all that stability. And that brings us to the second big breakthrough, a new algorithm called quantum echoes. The idea here is just so elegant. Seriously, imagine shouting into a canyon and listening for the echo to come back. This algorithm does something very similar, but on a quantum scale. It sends a very specific signal into the quantum system, lets it do its thing, and then runs the whole process backwards to listen for what comes back.
Let me walk you through it. Step 1, they run a bunch of quantum operations forward. Then, for step 2, they introduce the tiniest little disturbance, just a little nudge on a single qubit. For step 3, they run the exact same operations, but this time in reverse. And finally, step 4, they measure what comes out. That result, that echo, tells them exactly how that tiny little disturbance spread across the whole chip. It's an incredibly sensitive way to measure the system's dynamics. So now we have our two key ingredients, right? The ultra-stable Willow chip and the super-precise quantum echoes algorithm. And when you put those two together, well, you get something genuinely historic.
This is it. This is the official arrival of verifiable quantum advantage. For the very first time, we have a quantum computer that ran a calculation that is not only way beyond what a classical supercomputer can do, but it's also verifiable. You can run the experiment again and again, and you get the same correct answer. That is the bedrock of real science.
So just how much faster are we talking? The quantum echoes algorithm running on the Willow chip is 13,000 times faster than the absolute best classical algorithm trying to solve the same problem on one of the world's most powerful supercomputers. That's not just an improvement, that is a total game changer.
A 13,000 times speedup is incredible. But what does that actually mean for us, right? Why should you care about this scientific achievement? This is where it gets really exciting, where we step out of the lab and into the real world.
I want you to think about this for a second. Think about how the telescope opened up the entire cosmos, or how the microscope revealed the world of the cell. People are calling this new verifiable quantum ability a quantum scope.
a brand new tool that will let us see and measure the natural world on a level that has been completely hidden from us until now.
So what are we going to look at with this new quantum scope? Well, we could finally model exactly how a new drug binds to a protein, which would completely revolutionize medicine. We could characterize the molecular structure of new materials to create things like way better batteries or hyper-efficient solar panels. It's all about seeing the fundamental shape and behavior of molecules with a precision we've only ever dreamed about.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. Google worked with UC Berkeley on this research. Professor Ashok Ajoy points out that this tech could boost our already powerful tools like NMR and just supercharge drug discovery and material science. We're talking about making our best tools even better. So here we are, standing at the dawn of a whole new era of discovery. We've finally proven that we can build a quantum system that's not only powerful, but also precise and trustworthy. The question isn't if quantum computers are going to be useful anymore. The real question is, what incredible secrets of our universe will they help us unlock first?